Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. The topic of this video is the player movement, aka the ladder, which we are addressing to river game. Before we present this ladder and go through it step by step, allow me to make a few points. You're gonna see the subtitles are set in Chinese. The main reason is that the company can understand way faster and better the point of this ladder. Please watch the video till the end because we require your support. Please use the like and the dislike button on this video in order to vote. Please write a short but effective comment because all these comments will be viewed. We are aware of many and great ideas from you guys which you may not find on this list, but the point of this ladder is we have to start at one point, which is now. The link with the ladder you will also find in the video description. And the last and most important fact is please take in consideration the more votes we get from you guys, the more urgent and important this ladder becomes. So let's start. The last months witnessed a huge increase in new expensive releases, upgrades to the game and the new modes that required increased level of resources to play. As an example, the Ultimate Dominator event. These events have caused players of all levels to feel the pressure of how much money is required of them to stay relevant and competitive. This approach is putting a strain on players and is causing many to rethink whatever continuing playing this game is worth it. We love this game and we want this short-term opportunistic milking to end in order to benefit its longevity with long-term sustainability and clear rules. Objectives and goals. Have a fun and enjoyable game. Make sure the game lasts for a long time. Create a community of great sportsmanship versus the environment which we have right now. Make the ability to advance within the game based on the availability of items required within a realistic time frame. In other words, this addresses the free-to-play and low-budget spenders, which should have a better items income with, of course, the option on top of these items being able to be purchased from the store, and we will go deeper into that in just a moment. Issues. The amount of Odinium needed to make and repair Valhalla units are insane. Too many new releases and upgrades with the very high amount of upgrade materials available to buy, near to no limits on how much they can be accelerated bought from the store during the last 6 months, creating a huge burden. Hero turnover has become too short to justify the cost for upgrading them and also their skills. Decor store costs are too high. Pricing of new items in-game is becoming unrealistic. As an example, the cost for one shark resonator is $10. Point number 6, bots used by some servers. And point number 7, devs and mods. So now let's come to our proposal. Odinium. Gathering from tiles amounts needs to be increased by a lot. Add more sources to collect Odinium from. Remove the cost of Odinium needed to repair the Valhalla units since we pay to make them anyways. Point number 2, releases and upgrades. Space out the shielding for paid events to a more achievable timeline that allows us enough time to be able to afford, but also to understand the new items introduced. Do not introduce 2 or more upgrades at the same time or overlap them. It is overwhelming for everyone. Put a limit on how many items can be bought in the shop as we had in the past to face growth of top players and make sure the gap doesn't become unbearable. Point number 3, the heroes. We have a total of 79 gold heroes right now. We need only 18 for 6 marches and 18 as defending gathering, which leaves us with more than 40 heroes that are not being used and are obsolete. This does not include the purple or the blue heroes. Quick example right here. I personally only need 9 hero for my battle marches, and the vast majority of the players actually uses even less, which means, in other words, the less heroes you have of 5 stars and you're using right now, the more heroes are simply useless for you. Next point, new heroes. Increase the window between the new hero releases. Hero skills. For unused heroes or obsolete heroes, allow us to exchange their exclusive skills for equivalent skill charts, even at a slight discount would be fine. Next point, the decoration store. Increase of decoration charts within the decoration packages. As of right now, the amount given is too low for the costs. Add them to different stores within the game to be acquired via different methods. Re-released decoration bundles and upgrades on the specific date of every month so that those who haven't acquired them or upgraded them can do so. Now, this is a very important side note. Please do not do this on the hero release or a base release weeks. Next point, pricing of items. Be less greedy. Make the amount of items per cost more realistic. No new upgrades should cost more than a certain value in total. No new items should be available in large quantities, and each of these should not give an advantage bigger than a certain amount of mounts to people speeding them up. So in other words, we would like to have the old system which we had in the store, with less packs being available to be bought per day. Because as it is right now, this gap between players grows exponentially. Point number 6, bots usage. The use of bots during events to gain an advantage over other servers should not be allowed or swept aside. For those of you which do not understand this, bot accounts can be used to bring a building to a maximum amount of marches, leading into attacker. Even though he is stronger, he won't be able to get in that building simply because he runs out of rounds. Don't get me wrong, this certain amount of marches in a building is actually a great thing, because we want indeed to see marches of real players in those buildings, and we do not want to see accounts, bots, marches filling those buildings. The last point is mods and devs. The job of the mods and the devs should be as following. Enhance the game and its development and do not hinder it. They should remain a neutral party and abstain from taking sides of favored servers or players. Mods should be chosen from every level of players, from free-to-play to big spenders, so they are aware of the game problems in real time. Quick side note for the developers here. Your instant reaction may be a face palm emoji, but that's because of the limited interaction between the team of the company and the community. In other words, let's represent the patches and the new stuff you guys, the developer team, are introducing in a game and our needs and requests as 2 lines. As of right now, the vast majority of the cases, these 2 lines are running parallel to each other, and this is not helping you and this is not helping us. So now let's wrap everything up with the agreements of this letter. All those who agree to the above issues and solutions are asked to do the following. Please consider to reduce your spending. Stop using Valhalla units in any events. Use this picture for your profile. Now you will find the letter in the description of the video, so you can go there and fetch yourself this very nice picture. And the last point is boycott event as good as possible, like SVS, Titan Canyon, and all cross-server events. Now allow me to ensure the TOPWAR community, but also the TOPWAR company, RivaGame, that this letter, it's hard, it's fair, and is written with all due respects. So nobody should feel offended. That's not the goal. So beautiful people, please again take in consideration that we need every single vote. The more votes we get, the more urgent and important this letter becomes. That being said, don't forget to see me in the next episode.